So it's new magazine day, and I got the new car and driver, and there was three Corvettes on the cover. So I tried to find the article that had them, and it looks like they've got 25 cars that are going to be coming out in the next year or two. And I'm not going to go over all of them, but I just wanted to check out the Corvette mostly. And there's a few other interesting ones in here. And so the first one is the Corvette SUV. I don't know about you guys. This one might take some time to grow on me. So what they're saying is that, and of course this makes sense, that Chevy is trying to compete with the Porsche Macan and Cayenne, and they're going to be offering potentially two sizes of Corvette SUV, one Macan and one Cayenne sized, and they're going to use a Cadillac platform that underpinned the CT4 and the CT5. It's got some interesting angles to it. I don't know if you guys have seen the Lamborghini SUV. It's sort of got that vibe, but much less aggressive. So I got to see it in person. But sounds like they're going to put some pretty powerful engines in here. 6.2 liter V8, of course. It'll be interesting to see what the lower end powertrains are. GM's got some turbo 6 and 4 engines. No, turbo 4s. But we'll see if they have something in that V6 turbo. So anyway, this one was pretty interesting. The Cayman plug-in, 100% plug-in electric car. And then this one's a Boxster. The Boxsters are convertibles. I think it looks pretty cool, actually. Um, they seem to say that they're unclear if this will ever come to fruition. But I think it's a good car, good platform to kind of start the full plug-in in the Porsche world. Talking about a single motor with 450 horsepower, that'd be okay, but I'm assuming it's going to add a lot of weight to that car, putting the electrification, the batteries in it. So we'll see how that goes. They're saying a release date of fall of 2024, so it's still a little ways away. I'm going to pass over some of the mega cars here. The Aston Martin, $800,000 car. Nissan Maxima, who knows? They say it's going to look kind of like the Toyota Crown that I had talked about in another video. The Scout SUV, a lot of you guys might remember the International Scout. It looks like Volkswagen owns that car now and are looking to bring it into the market as an EV. This car I love. I think BMW wised up here. As I was going through this article, they mentioned that if you're going M5 for this new generation of 5 Series, there's not going to be all those, I guess, too many models. That was what BMW had a problem with. And so if you got an M5, you could get like a regular M5 or a hotter and better M5. And why wouldn't you just get the better M5? But it sounds like the 2025 M5 is going to have 738 horsepower, which is mind melting. And the current M5, I don't know if a lot of you guys are aware, it's a 2.5 second 0 to 60 car, the one you can buy today. And this one's just going to have more. But what was interesting was with the too many models that BMW does, I went through looking here, all the different versions. There's an i5 eDrive 40, xDrive 40, 340 horsepower, excuse me. And then an M50, which is 544 horsepower. I guess there's not that too many, but this one here, an M70 with 650 horsepower, and then you've got the mega one at 737. I mean, that M70 sounds amazing. I don't know why you wouldn't just go with that one. Anyway, so they don't make it easy to understand which 5 Series you want to buy. And then they talked a little bit about bringing the 5 Series wagon or an M5 wagon. Some of my friends will just adore that car. I hope it doesn't have that look in the production model. We'll see. Cadillac full plug-in. I mean, Cadillac seems to be like the kings of concept cars that never go anywhere. And I don't know. Celestiq, $300,000 plug-in from Cadillac. Anybody interested in that? We'll see. GM's using the Caddy brand to kind of see what they can do with their electric cars. I mean, the numbers look okay. Man, that interior though. I mean, it's got all of those screens, and it still looks like something my grandma drove in the 1980s. So I don't know about that one. Might need to do a little bit better. Lotus looks like they're making some waves. They've got some electric cars. We'll see. It seems I'm a little confused by all the cars they've got coming through. Fiat 500. Does anybody interested in that car? I mean, you can't beat the price of these. There was a time when we were buying them, and $15,000 to $18,000 kind of 1, 2, 3 year old car. I mean, yeah, if you can make that work. These have 150-mile range, which is up a little bit, I think, from the last generation one. It's okay. Maserati is going to do away with the Ghibli, and it'll all be a quattraport. Okay. Beautiful cars. They said they're going to try and take some of that Fiat Chrysler vibe out of it. If you guys have ever been in the recent Maseratis, all the switches and controls feel like they came out of a Chrysler or a Jeep product. Kind of brought down, the experience of owning a Maserati. Some Genesis cars. I don't know about Genesis. They're building nice cars. But they're just so hard to get a hold of in the market we've got. I'm going to do a little bit more on Genesis, I think, coming up here, and get a grip of that brand a little better. Love this AMG GT. I mean, it's just so good looking, and the wild colors that they do, I think they just work. And I think that long hood, the proportions are just right. It's aggressive looking, and I love that car. And they're doing some insane horsepower. GT73, 800 horsepower. Yeah. New Tacoma. Some of you might know there's a new 4Runner on the horizon, and it would make sense that the Tacoma is also going to have a new version coming out. I think the last one came out in 2017, so it's not as aged as the 4Runner, which desperately needs this update. But this looks really cool. I mean, it's a Tacoma. It's a little bulkier and more muscular. They're going to put the new generation powertrains in. A Turbo 4, of course, is in the mix, and we'll see what kind of V6 they're going to offer, because Chevy's new Colorado, which was also in this issue, looks really good, and looks like they've bumped up the power quite a bit in the Colorado. A Lotus, another bigger Lotus. Yeah. We'll see. Another Lucid. It's the SUV version. So Lucid's claim to fame was a ton of range on their car, blows everybody away. Beautiful on the inside. It's like the complete opposite of what the Tesla is in terms of decking out the cabin. So this is not. I like the Lucid. I think I would go there if I was in the plug-in market and I was deciding between a Tesla or a Rivian. I think they're just great looking cars and tons of power on some of those high end models. So McLaren's doing one. They're replacing the 720S, which is like the best car they do, with the new 750. Yeah, it's a new McLaren, 740 horsepower. I mean, it just rips. I don't know if this is going to be real. Ford's going crazy, like Raptorizing everything. A Raptor, Bronco, Raptor, Velociraptors, and all kinds of stuff. That doesn't look too interesting. I guess they're sending out the Camaro, like winding down production of this car, kind of like Dodge is doing with the Hellcats that everybody's going nuts over. So there's going to be, I guess, a final version of the Camaro. Talking about maybe the big boy engine from the Z06. We'll see. Oh, the G Wagon, like the clunkiest, least efficient thing you could possibly drive, is getting electrified. EQG. Yeah. It's a body on frame car, so they took the G Wagon and put electric motors in. This thing is gonna be a beast. I don't know. I'm just stunned. But Mercedes is gonna electrify everything. Uh, Seems like they're probably gonna change the naming convention, the EQ, to maybe just all G wagons are going to be electric and all S classes are going to be electric, and we'll see. I don't know what you guys think about that EQE. I see a ton of EQEs driving around, and I'm not quite there yet. Not there. Some more Genesis cars. These look like way pre-production. I know I said I wasn't going to go through everything, but I am. I'm just going to skip the ones that are highly unlikely. Charger EV. Okay, so the Demon race fuel burning drag slick car is going EV. I didn't read through this one yet. 455 horsepower and a 590 horsepower version. That looks really cool. I like that. I've got to look into that Charger. I mean, would you rather have that or a Mustang Mach-E? I mean, yes, give me that. Oh, the LFA, the next Halo car in Lexus world. I mean, wow. Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful and bonkers. That's what you expect for those Halo cars. This one's going to be full electric and badass. Yeah. We'll see if that ever gets made. I mean, it's up there with that McLaren, but this is going to be like if it's like the LFA. this could be pretty collectible. I mean, who puts out a concept like that? Would you buy a WRX that looked like that? I don't know. That's supposed to be the return of the STI nameplate. Okay. Subaru has never been a wealth of ideas, but I don't know what we're doing there. I mean, I guess in like that entry level EV market where everything is small and cheap. Like, would I rather have that over the Fiat? Sure. But this is the other thing, 2028. I mean, Subaru's this is so far off. I don't think it'll look anything like that. But they just came out with the new WRX, so it's gonna be a while before they do anything like that. And now Ram's joining the party with Ford and Chevy with the electric truck. Anecdotally, the people who have got the Ford Lightnings seem to like them, but I don't think the range is anywhere near advertised. And we always have known, the fuel mileage on the sticker, is the most optimistic thing you could hope for. But these EV trucks, only time will tell. But people who use their trucks as trucks have reported some pretty poor range with those. So we'll see how the Ram Stellantis brand does. And yeah, I mean, this electric truck market is getting interesting, competitive. That Rivian's out in the wild. It's been for a while. Cybertruck's been nowhere to be found. If you believe in fairy tales, you can have your Cybertruck. So we'll see. See, this all started with me looking for the Corvette, the 3 Corvettes on the cover, and I went into this rabbit hole. But here is finally what I was looking for was the bad boy Corvette. So they're ZR1, if you remember from, was it 2 generations ago? The ZR1 was a supercharged powerhouse. It was the Z06 plus a bunch of power. Okay, I had to take a pause and reread what's going on with the ZR1 because I was confused. I had heard that the ZR1 was going to get the E-Ray's electric engine in the front, but that's not the case. What's going on here is just like the ZR1 from before, we're just going to take a Z06-ish engine. I'm sure it's going to be different compression and different layout potentially, and we're going to put twin turbos on it for this ZR1 for the 25 model. It's actually the Zora, the top of the range, the $200,000 example. That's the one that they're going to take the E-Ray engine and put that in the front. So the mega Corvette is going to have gas engine in the back, electric in the front, and the ZR1 is going to be that classic rear-wheel drive, forced induction, mega horsepower. So really cool cars on the horizon for the Corvettes. So as always, Corvette is lots of bang for the buck if you can get it. Looks like Z06s right now are impossible to get, but and I know ZR1s have always been harder to get your hands on. But man, that looks good. Oh, and I also looked at that E-Ray, which it's about $105,000 car, and I think you might be able to buy that car a lot easier than what people are having some troubles getting their Z06s. I mean, big wait list, big markups. We'll see, but I think the E-Ray, I've heard the lists are big, but I have a feeling that people may be falling off of those E-Ray lists because they've been taking orders forever, and might be a place to look if you're in the market for a Corvette in 2024. Yeah, I think that E-Ray would be pretty cool. That was the article, 25 cars. I thought that was a good read. I enjoyed that one, and hopefully you did too.